support to Ukraine in different ways. We have to remember what this is. This is a war of aggression.
Russian President Vladimir Putin is actively seeking to strengthen military cooperation with Iran, North Korea, and China, sharing sensitive technologies that could pose a long-term threat to the US and its allies. This move comes as Russia faces growing Western sanctions due to its ongoing conflict in Ukraine, according to US defense and intelligence officials. The rapid expansion of security ties among these adversarial nations has taken American intelligence analysts by surprise. Despite historic tensions, Russia and its partners are now working together to counter what they perceive as a US-dominated global system. During a recent visit to Pyongyang, Putin and North Korean leader Kim Jong-un announced a deal to provide mutual aid if either country is attacked, signifying the deepening military relationship between the two authoritarian regimes.
By signing comprehensive strategic partnership between the two countries, we will expand our cooperation in various areas including politics, economy, culture, and military. We will be on a prospective path on which we can achieve progress and promote welfare of our people.
Following Putin's February 2022 invasion of Ukraine, Russia sought new sources of weapons as it faced early arms supply deficit and Western sanctions. This outreach has since evolved into joint production agreements, technology transfers, and worker exchanges that are enhancing Moscow's long-term capabilities, as well as those of Tehran, Pyongyang, and Beijing. In a notable shift, Russia, which historically exported billions in weapons to the developing world, is now seeking material from close allies to sustain its war efforts in Ukraine, which has now reached its 28th month. NATO Secretary-General Jens Stoltenberg, in a joint press conference with US Secretary of State Antony Blinken, stated that Russia's war in Ukraine is propped up by China, North Korea, and Iran.
Putin's visits to North Korea demonstrates and confirms the very close alignment between Russia and authoritarian states like North Korea, but also China and Iran. And this also demonstrates that our security is not regional, it's global. What happens in Europe matters for Asia, and what happens in Asia matters for us. And this is clearly demonstrated in Ukraine, where Iran, North Korea, China are propping up, fueling Russia's war of aggression against Ukraine.
Iran has played a significant role, helping to build a factory for armed drones in Russia's Tatarstan region. US officials believe this facility is now operational and capable of producing thousands of Iranian-designed Shahd 136 drones annually, with potential expansion to other types of drones. The relationship, initially transactional, has now become a knowledge transfer, a US defense official told the Wall Street Journal. The WSJ report claims that Iran benefits by observing how its drones perform in wartime conditions, with the potential for these lessons to impact the Middle East. China and Russia are also collaborating on the joint production of non-lethal drones within Russia. Putin and Kim did not specify whether their new accord includes a commitment to fight together in a war or merely extends other forms of support, but they have vowed to defend each other in case either is attacked. US and South Korean officials suggest that Russia might provide North Korea with space technology and other advanced systems in exchange for artillery ammunition and short-range ballistic missiles. North Korea is also reportedly sending workers to Russia to support weapons production lines. Russia has reciprocated by supplying North Korea with substantial amounts of fuel oil, raising concerns about potential military support. US officials clarified that the expanded security ties between Russia and North Korea, Iran and China do not yet constitute a formal military alliance like NATO. Instead, they involve a series of bilateral exchanges between Russia and each of the three countries. Sue Mai Terry, a former CIA and White House official, described the alliances as a marriage of convenience, based on convergence or alignment of interests and goals right now, rather than some passionate love affair, in a podcast by the Center for Strategic and International Studies. China has been central to strengthening trade ties with the US-sanctioned countries, including Russia, Iran, and Venezuela. US Director of National Intelligence Avril Haines recently informed lawmakers that China and Russia are conducting military exercises focused on Taiwan for the first time. Moscow utilized its UN Security Council veto in March to block continued international sanctions, monitoring on North Korea, aiming to prevent scrutiny of the weapons pipeline between Pyongyang and Moscow. Tehran's contributions, including the drone factory in Tatarstan and hundreds of drones, have established Iran as Russia's primary weapons supplier. The two nations are negotiating for Iran to sell short-range ballistic missiles to Russia, marking a significant upgrade in their arms relationship. China has also been a critical partner, supplying dual-use equipment and helping Russia's defense production rebound more quickly than expected. China has shipped machine tools, microelectronics, optics, and turbo engines to support Russia's defense industry, while also aiding in satellite and space-based capabilities for use in Ukraine. Despite these actions, China remains cautious to avoid direct confrontation with the US, supporting Russia while steering clear of triggering American economic sanctions.